Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Open Africa podcast. With me today, as usual, I have Nosa and Laolu. Let's just get right into it. So, Uber Money. Uber recently announced that they will be releasing their Uber Money solution.
So, Uber, at least in America, I don't know if they're spreading out to the third world.
One by one.
You know, what's it called? They've not really been making money in this transport of these stuffs. And, you know, things have just not been going well. But what they're trying to do is they're building a super app, a bit like WeChat in China.
And Opay in Nigeria.
We'll get to Opay later today, but yeah, so they're trying to build, their guys call it, they're building the operating system for your life. So soon you'll be able to like shop, like grocery shop, order groceries on Uber, order food on Uber, order a ride on Uber, flights, maybe pay for those things with Uber, send money to friends with Uber. Basically, everything you do with your life, they want to use their underlying infrastructure to power it. And I guess it's from the realization that self-driving cars are not coming anytime soon. And, you know, when they're doing this stuff, their whole thing was, oh, we're going to be the biggest taxi company without owning taxi, clinical. But they have come to realize that the people that are owning cars and owning the actual real estate and the asset, they are not daft.
Will Nigerians be able to use this Uber money?
Let me not lie, I don't think that's something that's coming to you poor people anytime
Wow.
soon. You know, Uber Eats has never come here. They have never hinted it.
Jeez, when you are road that
It's where exactly.
they can deliver food to you.
They have never hinted it.
But it's interesting that a lot of these technology companies are starting to explore
Financial services.
Yes, financial services.
Like everybody's going that route.
Yeah, because Facebook's attempt at cryptocurrency, in my opinion, they were just trying to get ahead of they tried to jump a bit. Although the US regulator was having none of that, but yeah. And now Uber, let's see.
Yeah, I mean, for America, this is I think it's a win, because the things that are the norm for us here are not really the norm for Americans, surprisingly. Like stuff like a super app is something that will be really, really big, because ecosystem businesses tend to really thrive there. I mean, look at how Apple is doing. Like,
Yeah.
they just built a walled garden and everybody's buying into it, that kind of thing. So in America, this kind of is surprising. It's taking this long for people to catch on, considering they've been doing this in like China, in Africa to some degree, or people have been trying to do this outside, you know, the shores of them. But then again, if you have seen the way iMessage works, you should know that these people don't really have sense. But I mean, every other messenger is like significantly more advanced than iMessage.
Yeah, to be fair.
Much better.
And it's because, and they've not even given it one thought of improving. Like, you can't reply a specific message.
Line of text, yeah.
Yeah, your group chats are just messed up.
Yeah.
Or if you look at WhatsApp, Telegram, it's miles ahead. And it's funny because even though you talk to Americans about WhatsApp, they just look at it, it's like, oh, that's what you used to communicate with your overseas friends, you know.
But that's the arrogance of America.
Yeah, I guess it's the arrogance of Americans that made them not see something like this
Because it does,
much earlier.
Yeah. I mean, they're comfortable where they are. So.
It's like, in fact, this week, JP Morgan is doing this wallet thing for fintechs, where if you have like something like an Uber, for instance, they create like a virtual account for you for like this Uber money thing. It's a slam dunk for them, basically.
Because they can power it.
You can power it.
Providus.
And this
Like
meanwhile,
Providus.
Providus did this like earlier this year.
They did it for
Carrywise,
Yeah.
Piggy Bank, even I think Bitcoin does as well.
Yeah.
With Money5, and so that kind of thing has been in Nigeria, and later you guys will say that we are behind and we're in the Stone Age.
I think in terms of financial services, we can all agree that Nigeria is pretty.
Well, Victor Asemota doesn't agree with you, Sha.
Well.
He said he saw Android MPOS in Togo and we don't have it in Nigeria.
Well, happy.
Is that what he said?
He said, you don't realize how much of our regulation has set us back in Nigerian payments until you are in Togo and see the telco agents using the Android MPOS we wanted to introduce in Nigeria but was shut down. Nothing is practical in Nigerian payments except for protecting the banks. Just for the record, there's Android MPOS in Nigeria. There has been for a while.
Yeah, there's been, to be fair, actually, speaking of Android MPOS, I've been seeing lots of providers.
There has been for a while. It's about.
I'm even looking for suppliers. So if you are listening to this podcast and you're a supplier of that Android MPOS, please let me know. I'm trying to.
But just for the record, we have. Let's rate Nigerian payments and financial services small. Where we don't have any sense is in fiscal and monetary policy and complex financial instruments, which we really don't do. But the basics, payments.
This guy is saying that also, but that we don't have Android MPOS. No, let me just understand. That's a very ignorant statement to make. That we don't have in Nigeria.
I think it's just a personal bias.
We didn't have then.
I don't know. I think maybe he wanted to bring it in at some point, and maybe someone didn't
allow it.
Yeah, or something.
You've gone out, you've seen it now. Even that access
point,
Diamond Bank. Yeah, Jumia used to have those small attachments to phone.
Yeah.
The card reader with an app on the phone.
Well,
I mean, there's probably some context to his rant because it was a tweet.
You know the thing with Twitter, you can't really give the full rant, so
yeah, 280 characters.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll move on from that. Rice Capital, they announced the waiting list is now open.
They have not launched. They haven't launched.
Yeah, they've announced the waiting list.
That's a different level.
So basically, Nosa, please.
So Rice, it's like bamboo and not like bamboo. So they all belong in the same bamboo.
What does Rice do? Say we have this now, so we don't know.
So they basically allow you invest in American securities, in American real estate, and all that. But the thing, maybe I'm biased because I know the founder of Rise. It is approached from a financial services professional standpoint. So they see themselves as they can potentially be like a hedge fund. So the reasoning behind it, I mean, while the marketing might be, Nigeria is bad, don't put your money, Nosa lost 6K on 20K kind of stuff. But the underlying thing is that it's not a tech guy that is building this thing, it's a guy that's worked in finance for a while. And for him, the way he sees it is that because there's this thing, he had a startup right before this called Cash Estate that has now become Rise. And it was basically he'd get money from like Nigerians and invest in real estate in America. Where everybody, where everybody owns a little block of the, So that was how it was with Cash Estate, and even before that, he used to have like a Telegram group of people, like you invest in like American stock, but there'll be like monthly meetings where everybody discusses investment strategy. So he has been building it more like a fund. So his approach to it is now that he's involving technology in it. Before there was no real technology; it was just everybody, you transfer money to him. He'll sort you out. He shows you this is our assets under management. This is how much we've grown, kind of stuff. So his approach is very different. So that for one, it's one business that I hope succeeds because I like the way he's coming at it from. Because for me, I've complained about how they just tell you buy stock in Google, buy stock in that, and they don't help you. Well, you're on your own. So even if you lost 10K in Nigerian stock market, you can still lose that same 10K by yourself. But this one is more, hey, this is portfolio, this is what we are doing. Like maybe like a mutual fund, perhaps
for real estate.
For like.
So I mean, looking at their website, says they have real estate, stocks, and venture.
Interestingly, all maybe say for the real estate, but all risky.
Yes.
I mean, they're all risky.
Yes.
But you're not going out to invest in the Google yourself. You're investing in a fund that invest in these things.
So they have like their risks are managed.
Yeah, risks are managed,
Exactly.
and it's like a
And since
proper
it's a-
certified finance guy that's like managing the portfolio. So that's the big difference. That's one reason why I'll put my money in a traditional asset manager than a,
There's some guy that writes code
yeah.
and tells you he has figured out an algorithm for trading.
Because the guy doesn't even bath, so I would even know what to invest in.
Exactly.
Well.
Do they bath in Yaba? Don't make it seem as if I'm being shit. Please proceed.
On to bigger news. Capitec Bank has hit 13 million users in South Africa.
I'm sure the big banks in SA are sweating.
Yes.
Sweating.
And they serve so out of that 13 million, 6 million use branches, and about another 6.5 million, according to this article, are served through digital channels, which is the dream for all financial services organizations now.
Because digital services helps you to manage your cost. Cost means your bottom line looks better.
Capitec has ugliest website. But that's besides
But
the
they're
point.
doing this
They are
thing.
one of my favorite banks in the world because it is so stripped down. It's even now they're adding stuff. At the beginning, it was a spending account and a loan. In fact, it was a loan and a spending account and a savings account. It was very simple. It wasn't like all those. You know how in Nigeria maybe it's a tier 1 account, but they bundled it and packaged it like 50 times and called it 20 different names. But underlying is
something create account.
And create, expand, youth.
Exactly. So, I've been trying to push this agenda where you literally get on the website. Like, I'm looking at the Capitec website. It's literally transact, save, insure, credit.
Yes.
That's all people
In fact,
need an account for.
That insure thing is recent.
Yeah.
Before it used to be transact, save and credit.
That's
it was
all, like
get a loan, save money, spend money. And that was like that was it. That was it with Capitec.
They didn't make it confusing because to be in all honesty, that's something that many banks in Nigeria get wrong.
Yeah.
And even I've seen a couple of fintechs who getting in on that cruise where they are just naming things all sorts and just like throwing some funky marketing, branding, graphics things.
Because the thing is that when a customer looks into a branch, it's either they want, like literally, they want to do one of these 3 or 4 things. They don't care what the name of the product is.
Yeah.
The point is, can you just give me something that will do the job?
I think it's internal egos that leads to all these funky names. Because really, customers don't really
and
care.
it's the same rubbish packaged different ways. Basically the same thing.
When I
Packaged many different ways.
when I worked in the bank, there was one time they brought a product paper for a savings product targeted at the youth. And I was reading it and I was like, this is a tier 1 account. Like, why are you repackaging it? You have a tier 1 account that exists if I walk into the branch. Why are you now calling it Campus Edge or Campus Boost or something stupid and say, oh, we'll storm the campuses, we'll allow them download the mobile app? I was like, a tier 1 account can download the mobile app. What are you saying? Like, you make everything unnecessarily complicated and they don't understand. Yeah. Now you can strip down. Not even trying to toot my own horn. That's like something that we're even trying to do at Kuda as far as making financial services accessible. It's like, you have a spending account, you can save and you can get credit.
Simple.
It's simple as that.
That's what people come to banks for.
And that I love Capitec so much. Apart from the fact that their website is ugly, but even the ugliness of the website,
simple.
It is simple. Like,
it's to the point.
Like when you just log in, it's like 4 boxes: transact, save, credit, insurance. Click the one you want. Start your journey.
Yeah.
And one thing, even when because in South Africa, a lot of their financial services was built towards. They are very good at private banking. Their private banking is excellent. Wealth management. I think a lot of that is because, the banks were built for the white people and not really the blacks.
For the whites.
To be fair, when the black people in South Africa
start having money and owning property.
It's not like 94. One was when the Mandela come out. Anyway, but like black wealth is very recent. It's not even generational. Most people are
still the first
generation kind of thing. Yeah. And the traditional banks in SA were built for the guys that had money, so you could get bespoke services as like they have Investec is like strictly like private banking thing. Like, who does? You can't find that. Like,
to sort of buttress your point about this black wealth being a recent thing. Last year, January, I was in Joburg for something, and we drove past some fancy school like this on our way to where we're going to, and we like, cause the walls weren't like concrete walls, it was just like a wire mesh thing. So we're looking at the students, and it was just predominantly white kids, and then you see one token black kid, and then white kids again, and then one token black kid. But it was in a very expensive part of Joburg, like a very well-to-do part, and I'm like, interesting. So yeah, Nosa has a point. The black wealth is still very new.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, because when it launched the first time, it was like they had one loan, and it was, I think it was like a 5,000 rand loan or 2,000 rand loan. It was like a very basic loan. Like, imagine a bank that was offered, it started out giving a 50k loan.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. It was a loan that most banks, it was too low for the traditional banks. And most of the traditional, the big four, the big five, the big three banks in SA were like, oh, okay, these guys are just like some small upstarts.
Yeah.
And the last 5 years, they've grown ridiculously fast.
Apparently, sorry to cut you off, but Capitec has acquired some business bank.
Mercantile.
Yeah.
So I mean, they've solidified their personal banking game.
Now they want to kill. Nice.
Because what's like,
these are challenger bank stories that I like to hear. To be honest,
banks that are challenging and doing it.
Yes,
like
it's not just
real challenges,
it's
not just raising money and pressing.
A lot of South African banks have said this in the last 2-3 years. They've all been doing like digital transformation, digitizing their process.
It's because someone came to tension them now.
A lot of it because of Capitec.
Because even look at their personal, like if you click on credit as a personal person, it's clear: personal credit card, credit facility, home loan. Or you go down and there's credit tools where you can calculate. Like, people don't offer customers these basic things. You don't have to come to a branch. They'll send you the calculator, or they'll do your RM has to sit down next to you and do the calculator because you're an idiot and you can't do it, because they've simply just not simplified it for customers to actually do these things themselves and know what they can access, so they save themselves that trip to the branch or whatever. We're still very, I don't know.
That is the bank I really love. So before I joined Kuda and started doing this, I was like, this is probably what Carbon Pay Later is going to do. I mean, I don't know what their long-term strategy is, but I was like, this just sounds like the way Capitec started. Because Pay Later used to do like, I think was it a 20k loan or something, like a very small loan.
Yeah.
Then now they've added transfers, now they're trying to get licensed, that kind of thing. It's supposed to be straightforward. It's like, banking should not be complicated, because I guess the older banks just plateaued and they're just looking for things to jazz it all.
On this whole banks platooning and people trying to jazz things up, Opay seems to be playing a game.
Oh God.
Where they're entering financial services without saying they're doing financial services.
Like, I hate Opay, but I like Opay, but I'm starting to hate them. They're annoying me. Like, this is. Do you see? Then what's it called? They've gotten like a money transfer license from. So now they can receive.
They can do international remittance.
Yeah, basically. So, and the remittance business in Nigeria is massive.
Yeah.
It's massive.
Because we have so many people in diaspora that send money back to relatives and co.
Everybody's sending $50 here.
And then we have so many students in diaspora that their parents need to send money to, that banks are doing anyhow.
Like, you know, the conventional method, and that's one area of financial services that people really need to look at. The conventional means of like bank to bank FX transfer is, as far as I'm concerned, given the level of technology that we have in the world today, is too expensive. And it is too expensive because Nigerian banks charge a fee. Mm-hmm. And then the foreign banks as well. And there are those foreign banks, if you see their own charges,
isn't like that why Western Union and MoneyGram are businesses as big as this? Because wire transfer only makes sense if you're
If you
sending.
want to
Yeah, but
transfer,
it doesn't work right now with the FX regime in Nigeria. I'm not even sure you can like send naira out and then it will
I mean,
No.
sending naira out,
No.
sending
Even
naira, that is
sending-
a different.
so
That is a Nigeria
even
problem.
sending dollar within Nigeria, minimum you're gonna pay is like $25, isn't it?
Yeah, because the money first
It
has
goes to New York
leave.
and come back.
Yeah, or
Like,
maybe Cayman or somewhere,
comes
some confirmed or settlement bank
Yeah.
offshore. Like, given the level of technology, it's something that I think should be much cheaper because there are a couple of fintechs who are solving this problem of remittance, and the sooner like banks and other players wake up to these threats, the better it is for them.
Because
And not
the thing is that when people sending money back home from diaspora, you're not sending thousands of dollars. Like, you're
So
not
you can't
sending-
be
Yeah.
you
checking
can't really be
$25.
testing like a wire transfer. You just want to
Yeah.
send like your mother in the village $100 every month.
Yeah.
And if you are sending it to her and she has to go to Western Union to now claim it,
I mean,
If she has-
thank God for World Remit and co that will at least settle into your Naira account.
well, you know, even all this world remit and transfer and co, they still feel very much out of. It almost feels like they're built for somebody else, like they're built for the enlightened guys.
Yeah.
Like Opay feels like it's in the streets that. You know,
The-
maybe
so
that's why you don't like. Maybe that's why you're starting to dislike.
The
Yeah,
thing is
like-
that Opay, so like the thing is like most financial services currently start with the elites and then try to adjust to the
Meanwhile,
common man for
Opay started with the common
Exactly.
man first. I
They-
don't care about the rest of it.
because all
Because
of your
that their app
banks,
self,
it's
that
not
their
for
app is such an ugly app.
Yeah.
Oh
But just
God.
imagine the guys that downloaded Opay to like be entering Okada, those guys that like turn off their data when they are not using it. Now their cousin in New York can send them $25 light work. To their Opay wallet, say, bros, please pay for this my Okada, and you just wire it.
And then I hear that even in northern Nigeria they are using it to pay for keke.
yes.
See, I don't know.
I'm starting to hate them
I
because
don't know, man.
that's the only thing that gives me pleasure in this their recent consumer backlash over this transfer fee. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But for me though, I think it's just interesting to see how they transform. Like Opay, I'm very interested in their story.
No. Even
Okay.
this thing so this transfer thing was 2% first. I know it started out with 10 naira, then they just
Yeah.
jumped to like 2% of the
Yeah.
transaction. Then people just noticed and like, how far? Then they now say, oh, okay, it's 45 naira for your first transfer of the day, then 1% of the value for your other transfers of the day. I was like, that's expensive as hell,
That's
man.
very
Like, why can't you just do?
Because if you are doing it as like percentage of transfer,
And they
gets
didn't
to a point
even
like it
cap
doesn't
the
make any
percentage.
sense. Yeah, like it
But
gets.
how are they getting away with that?
If you are going to do that, you should cap it at a particular amount. Say no more than, I don't know, 70 naira, 100 naira.
So
Are
my
you sure they
my
don't
thing
take
is,
that?
I think is that the transfers got expensive for them because I know agents have been abusing that they're
Even
10k,
their riders were
like that 10 naira per transfer. The what's it called? Agents in Nigeria or something else. They'll flog it. I mean, I spoke to one guy. One guy said, Opay has changed it. Anybody that's coming to them with anything more than 10 naira per transfer, they're not interested. It's like you people used to pay at least 25 naira like last year. When all those Kudi and Co were offering them 25, and it's like, yeah. Because now Opay has brought 10, crashed the market. So this one they're raising it. I don't even know why. I don't get why it's so expensive. This is that they couldn't cover the cost of the transfer anymore, so they just pushed it back. But even then,
Shay,
I
is
think
it
that- I
wallet? Is Opay wallet to bank accounts, right?
yeah.
yeah, more or less.
So the thing for me is, this is their strategy of entering the market and crashing price. I mean, obviously, it was never sustainable from the start, and it was a strategy. But then I don't know. I think all these things that are coming up are now as a result of this thing is not
But have
necessarily
you considered
sustainable.
that this in itself is a strategy, considering the how Nigerians can't stay on topic for a very long time. Like you complain about something for like 2 days and then everybody just moves
But you
on.
continue using it.
And then they get used to it.
It's-
Because I can't lie, if I was like a product manager, and our overarching strategy was to enter low and then adjust later, I would not lose sleep over this backlash.
Obviously, I know
I'm
losing
not
sleep because
losing
this
sleep.
was
Because I
part
know
of the
it will
plan.
pass,
Part of the plan,
and
already.
it will pass.
But I just don't understand why it jumped so much. Like, why didn't they even just go back to like, you know, because they're listed on
I'm saying it could
NIBS NIP, so they're definitely like, what's it called? They definitely have that switching whatever. Why is the transfer so much? Why is it much more expensive for them? Why
But
can't they go
is
through
it-
traditional routes?
So if I transfer 500 naira, 1% of that is 5 naira.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If I transfer
5K
5,000,
is
then it's 15 naira. But that's still not up to banks. So, but the problem is now when you go.
That's
I
cost
guess,
of
I
banks.
guess maybe they look at the average
The-
ticket size,
yeah.
like the average size of a transaction, and like,
Yeah, because of the market that they are playing
Yeah,
in, right?
if
It
you
makes
look at
sense.
the market that they're playing in.
If it makes sense.
Yeah, if you look at the market that
oh,
they're playing
fair
in.
enough.
But then,
Fair enough.
as you said in previous episodes, that market in particular is very sensitive to any price changes.
Anyway, if you're in this market, I just want to let you guys know that Kuda is doing 10 naira transfers, and that's it. We are never changing because unlike these other guys, it's not that expensive for us to do. You get, these are insider secrets. I can't tell you why it's not that expensive, but yeah, in fact, we might even start giving guys 25.
Okay, please, if
25
Kuda is not going to start
25
sponsoring
free
this
transfers
podcast,
every month. So
Yeah.
Kuda is sponsoring this podcast,
How?
and I'm not here. They pay my salary so I can
Wow.
buy fuel and drive here to this studio, aka Furo's Kitchen.
please, can Kuda come and sponsor this
It's the
podcast?
cost. It's the cost of Nosa's
Or
presence.
do I need
That's my-
to DM your CEO?
Sultan.
Please,
I'll
please,
stop.
please. Can you relax?
Oh my
In fact,
days.
Kuda sponsorship is my part of my membership.
Oh, by the way, if you want to sponsor this podcast, hit us up. I mean, it might look like we are not very large right now, but small time.
Who blew?
Like, we've noticed a couple of you big boys in the tech industry listening to our podcast.
Yeah.
SoundCloud tells us who listens.
You
So
guys are looking for gist.
we're saying you are looking for gist. You might as well just bring your money.
I just want to know that Furo and Laolu are employed by a big bank in this country.
Wow.
Big bank. So listen to their insights. So you can understand what they are thinking, the big banks. Because as you are hearing them insult banks, you
You're
think
not
they are not,
hearing.
you
you're
think
not
you think they are
getting
not
any
you think
insights.
they are not part of the system, but they are part of the people we hate.
Don't worry, just wait for me to
When we-
go up small.
when we
we'll
eat-
change things.
When we
get
eat
there.
the rich, we are going to start with the big banks.
See, when you are eating the rich, is not how you start
You
to eat. Before we go, in the spirit of cancelling things, EcoBank too has cancelled USSD charge. Small time, Nigerian banks will just cancel all charges, and then maybe they'll be collecting payments
Wait,
in
the
fruits.
EcoBank announced that.
In fruits and
They announced that
vegetables.
they've cancelled
It
it.
was on Decode Fintech.
Why are they announcing that they've cancelled it? I mean, didn't they come to an agreement that there'll be no charge?
They said they've removed USSD charge.
So why are they announcing doing press release?
Everybody, this press release, that's the game.
You
Not
guys,
the
you
game
see,
we're
this is
playing
why I
these
hate
days.
it from banks. You guys just announce things.
Excuse you.
You just
No.
announce things.
Excuse you.
CBN told you guys to drop. Remember what they said? You should drop cost of transfer from 100 naira to 50 naira. Guys just announced, yes, from Monday our transfers will be 50 naira.
They are
And
sorry.
everybody's like, wow.
They are sorry that they have businesses
These
to run.
banks are so benevolent. They give us 50 naira transfer, not knowing that they have received circular.
Well, we shall do it. Banks shall do it.
Or FCMB that's announcing their payroll solution every 3 months. guys didn't hear it the first
Dosa
time.
really came at me on this podcast without payroll. I was just looking at him like, I've been seeing this gist for months
time.
Months.
Guys didn't hear it the first time. They will email marketing. Circulate. Put it on ProShare this time. Next time, put Nairametrics.
Business day. do not-
Business day.
Guy, the game is the game. Everybody will play the game. I mean, how is that different from people telling me they are doing financial inclusion to collect money from Silicon Valley? The game is the game. You do financial inclusion from your office in Yaba.
All right. Well, thank you for listening, and catch you on the next episode.